Welcome back into Lion Pride Sports. My name is Ben.Holtmeyer, and we've got some women's basketball players here. We got Kassidy Gegenbacher, Morgan Johnson, and Vanessa Zailo, guys. The season just ended last night. I know last night's game is still burning a little bit, but can you tell me about the game last night?
I think this is one of the games that we've been best prepared for, as we played UCM twice before, and leading up to the game we've had like 4 of our best practices. So going into the game, our mindset was right, and we were going to go in and we're going to fight till the end, and I think we did just that.
And Kassidy, it was hard just to get into the postseason. You guys basically needed a miracle. You needed a couple teams to lose several games. What was that like, finally realizing, hey, we're in now?
Right. It's definitely tough to get into the conference tournament in the MIAA just because it's such a tough conference. But I think that we didn't want to have our fate lie in another team's hand, but it all worked out, and so I think that our motto kind of going into the tournament was, why not us? We got in, so why not us? And so we just took every day as a new challenge, and like Vanessa said, we had really good practices leading up to the games, and so I think we just went in like we have nothing to lose, so we gave it our all.
Now, Kassidy had another great season, of course, averaging double-digit points every game. Morgan, you guys know each other very well, obviously, and this was a lot harder season for Kassidy, second time through. What can you say about her performance again this time?
Yeah, I think Kassidy obviously had another great year, a very impressive year. Last year was a little bit easier for her because she's coming in as a freshman. Nobody really knew much about her, and she had some more experienced players to help her out in the scoring department. So she didn't need to be our main scorer every night. And this year was kind of a different role for her that she adjusted very well. But you know, second year, teams are kind of prepared for you, and she caught on to that very quickly.
And Vanessa, you were a complete monster on the boards this year. Where did this come from? Because you were redshirted last year because of NCAA transfer reasons, whatever. But you came in and you just annihilated the rebounds. Where did that come from?
I don't know. It's not something I guess I can tell where it came from. Coach always reminds me not to depend on my athleticism, but I just tend to do that, and I just watch where the ball's going to go and I jump for it.
Kassidy, you worked with, or both of you and Morgan, worked a lot with Vanessa last year. If I told you last year that, hey, Vanessa's going to lead the league in rebounds this next year, what would you guys have thought about that? Would you guys have been like, of course she is?
Yeah, I would have been like, I would be disappointed in her if she didn't. Because working with her all last year, it was very obvious that she's just kind of in the right place at the right time consistently. And, I mean, nobody was surprised at all by the fact that she's just a monster on the boards because that's the type of player she is.
And do you see the same thing?
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, last year it's tough to practice every single day, never get to play in a game for a whole year. And so I think Vanessa took her role last year very seriously, and she really excelled and got a lot better. And obviously crashing the boards was one of those areas that she improved a lot in.
Mm-hmm. And Vanessa, that brings me to my next one. The MIAA is not an easy conference at all. They have 5 ranked teams in the top 10 this season, and you were still able to average double-digit rebounds in almost every game. What was that like for you? Because you didn't even have a taste of what the MIAA was like last year, and you still did it. Tell me about that.
I mean, it's like a thrill for me because it's something I can do, and it's like my role on the team, and I'm just glad I could do it. And I don't know, I need to work on it more though, boxing out the fundamentals and getting more of them.
All right, and Kassidy, I forget that you're a sophomore sometimes, just the way that you lead the team on the court, you're playing, obviously, and you're a leader out there. What has Morgan Johnson taught you? Because she was the senior this year, the lone senior. Everyone looks up to her as a leader as well. What kind of things did she teach you that you're going to use next year?
Right. I think Morgan's taught me a lot about basketball, like skills-wise, but then I think she's taught me more about leadership and how I need to talk to different people on my team. Like some people I can get on more than others, and so she's taught me a lot about how just when to say the right thing and when not to say something. And so I think just watching her, how she's led our team the past 2 years and kind of just following in her footsteps has really gave me, I don't know, a lot of leadership skills that I didn't possess before last year when I came in and she taught me.
Morgan, you were obviously, as I just said, a leader on the team with Kassidy this year. Did you guys kind of embrace that role together? Did you guys work together as a leadership unit at times, just you two trying to figure stuff out, or how did the leadership role work for you two guys this year?
Yeah, it was something we knew from the very beginning would be a challenge because we didn't have a lot of experience, and a lot of times it's more than one senior, and people learn how things operate from your seniors and your upperclassmen, which we didn't have a lot of. And Kassidy and I really just kind of together tackled the issue. And a lot of times Kassidy was just kind of the lead by example, and she would let me speak when something needed to be said. And I think that's something next year she'll really excel at, because she'll be ready for that role now.
There's one thing I always thought was funny was that it seems like all the underclassmen like to poke fun at the giant, the senior. I always noticed that was that the freshman giving Morgan Johnson here a little bit of trouble. I'm like, you better watch it. He's going to get you. What do you think about that?
I think they know that I'm easy to joke with, and I'm a pretty easy target at that. So.
Now, Vanessa, were these two good leaders for you guys for the team this year? What'd you learn?
What did I learn from
Yeah.
them? Well, one thing I admire most from both of them is their consistency. And coming into practice, both of them took two different roles for me and the team. Cass was the leader on the court, and because of Morgan's limited minutes, she coached me up all the time and told me where to be, what to do, and it was always like exactly what I needed to do. And when she came on the court, she was a difference maker, and we all followed her. So.
I just got a couple more here. Obviously, you guys definitely have some favorite memories from this year. As we had some fun on the road, what were some memories that stuck out? What was your one of each one? What was your favorite that stuck out?
I would say just winning any big game is always a fun memory,
Sure.
and so I would say, I think probably Washburn was a game that stands out to me the most. I just remember a lot of the times this year we struggled at times, and so at some points in the season you would look back and be like, why do I do this? You know, like I'm struggling right now. I'm not having fun like I normally do. And I can just remember being out on the court in Washburn and just like looking around at my teammates and smiling, and like it was fun. So I think that was one of my best memories of this year.
Morgan, this was your last season. What sticks out for you?
I would say that first conference win, which I believe was Washburn. Is that correct?
I think it was.
Yeah. You know, being a younger team, not really knowing what it takes to compete at the MIAA level yet, and then finally getting that victory and seeing like, okay, this is what it takes, and growing from that experience was something fun to watch our younger kids do.
And Vanessa, how about for you?
One of my favorite memories was probably like when we're on the court and we're playing like we should, and it's fun. Even though we lost against Pittsburgh, I thought that was one of the games that like stood out to me.
Final thoughts, guys, and what are we looking forward to next season? Obviously, for Morgan, I'm going to know what your plans are afterwards, but Kassidy, go ahead and say, well, what are we in store for next year?
All right. Well, obviously, we had a really young team this year. We had a lot of freshmen, sophomores, and then we'll have Ginny and Vanessa next year still. And so I think just this year, not that it was ever an excuse for us, but we just had a lot of youth and inexperience. So I think next year we get those things out of the way, and I think that will be one of the top teams in our conference.
All right, Morgan, for you, what are you doing after this now?
I plan on getting my master's here next year, and I plan on helping out Coach Francis with the team. So they can't get rid of me quite yet. So I'll still be around.
Great. And for you, Vanessa, what are we? You're going to still obviously rule the world in the rebound category, correct?
I'm excited because we kind of got a taste of postseason play, and I just hope it carries over into our individual workouts. We work hard, and we come back next year ready to go for it again.
All right. Thanks a lot, guys. It was a fun season. Vanessa Zailo, Morgan Johnson, Kassidy Gegenbacher, Ben.holtmeyer here, and coming up next on Lion Pride Sports, we're going to talk about Cardinals. Their first game is coming up. We'll see you right then when we get back on Lion Pride Sports.